everybody. It's Chad with Nobody Else's Auto, 7:30 Sunday evening. Time for some more Gearhead Interactive Live Chat. Got a great crew on here on YouTube already ready to go. Who's all here and ready tonight? Pete's here with us. Wiley's back. Neil is on. Let's see. There's Cream City Pete. Balin Wire. Try not to miss anybody here. Charles is here with us. Kevin L's on. And we are connected on Facebook as well. So it looks like that one's working. Everything's working tonight. Hey, there's Glenn. Ron Levesque is here. Glad you guys all could make it tonight. Hope you're ready for another fun and exciting evening here on the Gearhead Interactive Live Chat. Boy, that almost sounded professional, didn't it? Almost. Not quite. But anyway, Mark's ready to go. So anyway, guys, been a fun and interesting week. I hope you guys had a good week. Hey, there's Gal the Car Guy. So we'll go ahead and get rolling tonight. And see what everybody else has been up to. Obviously, before we get too far into anything, let's get started with catch a little housekeeping. Autocorrect, please double check your comment before you hit send. If I can't make it out because autocorrect changed it to something I can't understand, I will have to skip it. It doesn't happen very often, but occasionally it does happen. If I can't understand it, I don't have time to stop and figure it out. So Dad's here with us. Bill Discs on. Steve Reed. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, please remember this is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto Facebook page. If you want to comment, participate in the auctions, you will need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto Facebook page or the Nobody Show YouTube channel. Those are the only two sets of comments I can see. If you want to just hang out and watch, you are perfectly fine on the Nobody Show Facebook page. So, Jeff from Ottawa's here. Mike from Texas. John Anderson's here. Trolls, we do occasionally get trolls. You guys do a great job of running them off. I ignore them because they're trying to get my attention. We are dealing with ads, unfortunately. It is YouTube's baby, and they're going to show you ads. That's how it works. So, Jim's here with us. And as always, we do have the Supercharged Super Chat badge warmed up for any Supercharged Super Chats that happen to pop up throughout the night. Plus, something else tonight. We're going to talk about this badge here in a little bit and elaborate on it a little bit. We've had a few questions from guys who are, are newer, haven't been on for as long as we've been doing this. So what's the record on Super Chats, Skippy? 12 or 15, I think, in one night was the record for I don't remember what the amount was, but 12 or 15 Super Chats was the record. So Kevin going mobile tonight on the road. So I saw Balin Wires here with us too. So anyway, we're going to talk about this here in a little bit since there's been some questions about it. Plus I found something really cool over in the other shop the other day to help explain it. So anyway, no, we didn't get we've never gotten quite that many. We had 12 or 15. I've got it all written down. I log all this stuff in my notebooks when I keep track of all these. Well, no, wait a minute. We did have 20. We had 20 on episode 300. That was the best. 11, 1, 8. We did get to 20 on the 300th episode. 20 or 21, I think it was 20. There's another mark there, but I couldn't tell. So, yeah, you were right, Skippy. We did get to 20 on that one. Whoa! Starting it up right there with Guile the Car Guy. Boom! Kicking it off right out of the gate on the first Supercharged Super Chat of the night. Sweet. Some of that stuff is pretty cool. Oil can funnels. We've got that Cadillac headlight funnel that, I know some of you guys have seen, but that Cadillac headlight funnel is pretty epic. Actually, Weston actually had one of those Cadillac headlights on the auction last night. I bid on it, but we didn't get it bought, but it was pretty cool too. So yeah, some of that type of stuff is pretty cool collectible stuff. Anyway, oh man, what's going on? Let's go go ahead and start working through some things tonight, and I'll keep an eye on what you guys have going on. Hey, there's Hippie. We've got some great auction stuff tonight. The auction pile is almost out of control. So let's go ahead and get started. One thing that was kind of fun and interesting this week, I had a transport bring 4 cars in at one time. I've never had a transport deliver a load of cars to me. I've got transports in and out of here pretty regularly. Like I'm talking like the big 18-wheeler, 3 cars on top, 3 cars on bottom type transport. Picked up 4 cars in Kansas City. So it brought those in. I had to unload all those the other day. That was just kind of cool seeing a truck roll in with my stuff versus just putting one on and sending it out the gate. So when I put them on and send them out the gate, it makes more money, but it was still kind of cool seeing a truck pull in with 4 of them for me. So yeah, real transport, real deal. I got a picture of the truck. I actually did do a video on it that day. Dad helped shoot some of that. So we'll get that up for members this week. I was going to try to have it up this weekend, but I got to get some of the clips off of Dad's phone so I can get it put together. But yep, real deal transport. Pulled in out back, had to unload him, pluck him off with a loader. Buick Man's here. And this guy, this transport driver, he actually is local and he loves hauling old cars. He does a lot of used car stuff for the used car lots around here and things like that, but he loves hauling old cars. Our good friend Zach, Suede Customs, we've talked about him before. Be sure to check him out. You know, he's hauled cars for Zach from Meekum, Barrett. He just really enjoys hauling old cars. So, yep, that's true, Jeff. So, hey, there's Christine. So that was pretty cool. Like I said, we'll get that video put together and should have it up for members here soon, and we'll get it up for the public here later on. But like I said, it's cool having that pull into my gate and unloading. Down in New Orleans, I hope you're having a good time down there, and it's definitely got to be warmer than being up north, Buick, man. That's all I got to say. Yeah, you could. It is a big sleeper. It's a nice rig. He's got a pretty good rig. But yeah, I can't remember how big he said that sleeper is, but it's big. I might have a better picture of the sleeper or the truck. Let me see here real quick. Yeah, there's the truck. So, yep, he's set up to roll. Hey, there's Steve Trendy. So, good dude. Took care of me. Got the stuff here. Like I said, he hauls a lot of regular car stuff, but he really likes hauling cool old car stuff. Oh, at least, I'm sure. I'm sure it's bigger than a lot of living rooms. It's a pretty nice looking rig. So I didn't look inside of it, but it's a pretty good looking rig. It might have to, yeah. Stopped by the body shop the other day, and the body guy is rolling on the 78 F250. So excited about that. Got the bed off of it, got the glass out of it, got all the rust. There wasn't a ton of rust in it, but all the rust has had new metal put in it, except I think he's got one more spot to do. It's coming along nicely. It's pretty exciting to see him making progress on the 78 F250. So hopefully we're going to be bringing you some content on that here shortly. And hopefully here in a few months, we'll have it out and go pick up some cars with it just for fun. So making progress there. Orders. Big Blue Super 150. The Super Cab, is that the one we were talking about, Wiley? One of our grandfathers was a trucker, did lumber out of the Pacific Northeast and a long hauler with a COE. Wow. Hey, Bradshaw's here. Okay, yep, that's Super Cab short bed. Yeah, and that's, like I said, I went a little further than I wanted to go to get that other Super Cab, but I mean, it is a 78 Super Cab F250, two-wheel drive. It was a 460 automatic. It was the exact same configuration as my truck. So, and it was already apart. So if I would ever need anything, it's a perfect donor. So hopefully I don't, but that means I could sell one of those other Pacific Northwest. I was wondering if that was Northeast or Northwest, but I was wondering about that. So, but yeah, it did have some pretty cool options on that Super Cab. So hopefully I can get one or two of those other Super Cabs sold to help offset what I'm spending on the other Super Cab. So, Kevin L coming in with another Supercharged Super Chat. Number 2 of the evening. Boom. Hey, Dexter with the Wolverine Garage is here. Supercharged Super Chat from Kevin L. They don't use much salt here, Jeff. Occasionally they'll use a little brine, which is a salt water mixture, but they don't use a lot of it here. So that helps save a lot of our stuff. Okay. Let me think. Oh, what I was going to touch base on. Just got the head back from England on the diesel Lincoln. Wow. Holy cow. So it's so you're going to get that thing back on the road between the two cars. That's awesome. Glad to hear the diesel Lincoln is being put to good use and going to put another diesel Lincoln back on the road. Hey, Sanderson's here with us. Civil War Museum on Wednesday. That sounds cool. So it's going to happen. Now, the diesel Lincoln that I had is not the one they're fixing. There was a relative that had one that they bought brand new, and they wanted to get it back on the road for them. That was the one. They loved that car. So my diesel Lincoln is now the parts car for the diesel Lincoln that they had. And sounds like it's going to be back on the road. So Mark 7, that's correct, Dougster. It's a Mark 7 with a BMW diesel. There is a full video on that on the channel from when I found it, if you want to check it out. Supposedly they built about 1,000 of them. I was available in Mark 7s, and I think the town car as well in 84. They built about 1,000 cars, and then most of them, they weren't. Danny's here with us on Facebook. They weren't recalled, but they were the people that bought them brand new. They were given coupons to try to encourage them to trade them back in. So the experiment apparently didn't work all that well. So the motor was good. The head was bad. $2,000 for a head. Holy cow. Well, at least between all of it, you're going to be able to get it back together. So that's cool. Hey, there's Big Rig Brett. But still, there again, I mean, who would have thought? I didn't know anything about those cars when I found it. I got it on a load with like 26 other cars. And so I had to learn all that about it. And then, of course, Sean and Christine, they have been dealing with one, so they knew all about it. Sweet. That sounds interesting, Buick, man. But kind of excited that that's getting put to good use. Anyway, where I was going, orders. I got a bunch of orders out this week, the last couple weeks worth of auction stuff. If you have not gotten your box yet, you will probably be getting it first of the week. I've got a couple things out there still that was just a onesies or twosies that I didn't ship. But from the last couple of weeks, there were 6 or 8 of them that had, after a couple of weeks where stuff finally had 3 or 4 things built up, and that stuff is all on the way if you haven't seen it yet. So they did have them in the town cars. That's what I was thinking. Well, I'm glad it worked out for you guys. I was excited that like I said, even though that car isn't going to live, it's going to make sure the other one does. So that's awesome. Post office is slower than you going to work. Yep, a lot of it went UPS. Of course, it went UPS, but it was still going Postal Service was still handling most of it. So a bunch of that stuff went out this week. Everything from February is I went through the auction tub. Anything from February is back in the auction box if it was not paid for. So if you've got anything hanging from March, now's time to start cleaning that up. Other than I know, Jeff, we've been in touch, Jeff, on trying to figure out the Canadian thing. I know where we're at on that one. But there is still some things that are hanging from March. So if you've got something there and you're not sure, just give me a shout. We'll figure it out. Scott's here with us on Facebook. I did get that, Kevin. I got it yesterday or Friday. I got it Friday, I think. So got that one too. Okay. I thought they were available in Town Car or not. I know they're available in Mark 7 because I had a Mark 7, and that's where Sean and Christine and Tim had. They were working on a Mark 7. So yeah. So anything from February is back in the auction boxes. And then March is, like I said, here in a couple weeks, we'll clean March out. And basically that's the only way I can really do it, because if I don't clean this stuff out, like I said, the stuff from February is what I pulled that didn't get paid for. Reason being is, I think you are all set, Steve. Yes, you had a box go out this week, Steve. Yep. Is I end up with so much stuff laying in the auction tub that you lose track of this stuff. So anyway, and if you decide you don't want something, that's fine. We'll resell it. Not a big deal. I have to keep it cycling because there's just too much volume going through on a lot of this stuff. So just wanted to let you guys know that if you didn't get your box yet, keep your eyes peeled. Hey, there's Mary. And then like I said, we got a lot of great stuff. We'll see what happens on auctions tonight. I will be around most of the week, Jeff. So if you miss me, just leave me a quick message and I'll call you back. Just that last time you called on Friday, that day was bonkers. So, but yeah, I'll be around pretty much all week this week, Jeff, so we can get it figured out. Perfect, Mark. I've got it sitting out there, and I think you've got something else in your stack as well. So, yeah, you about have to, Dougster. I mean, I keep my notepad so I can go back and reference, but yep, you about have to. Something else that I wanted to bring up again, we talked about this a couple weeks ago and got almost no feedback on it. There was 1 or 2 comments on the Nobodies page about Toy Tuesdays. Some of you guys get on and really like them, but they just don't draw a lot of views. A couple weeks ago, we discussed this. I was curious as to what you guys thought. Do we keep doing them? Do we do them live? The last time we tried to do it live, YouTube was botched up and I didn't get the comments. So still curious as to what you guys think about Toy Tuesdays and whether we keep doing them on a consistent basis. A lot of the small stuff, just like the Tootsies that we've been looking at, we can incorporate some of that into Sunday nights. That's not a problem. And I'll still do some Toy Tuesdays. Like I've got all the slot machines lined up out in the shop. I still want to do videos on the slot machines. There's 3 of them out there just because slot machines are cool and they're a lot of fun. So that some of that big stuff, bigger signs we'll still probably do. But there again, basically got almost no feedback. There was literally, I know there was 1 comment, maybe 2 comments on the Nobodies page. So if there's no interest in it, I'm not going to keep fighting it just because it takes time and effort. But if we want to keep doing it, we've got a good crowd behind it and good support behind it, we can still keep doing it. So, and we also talked about going back to 7 o'clock on Sunday night and incorporating more of it into the Sundays. So Kevin Els has more time now on Tuesdays. And that's right, Mark. And it's kind of that way anyway, Mark, but keep Toy Tuesday or do it a bit on Sunday. And like I said, we can do it either way. I'm just curious as to kind of what the general consensus thinks of it. So, I don't know if we can do a survey. I haven't seen Andy jump on tonight. If we can post a survey up on the Nobodies Facebook page and kind of get everybody's feedback. But like I said, got almost no feedback from it last time. So if there's 0 feedback to what direction to go with it, that kind of tells me that there isn't much interest in it. So, could just be a video, and I've done some of them on videos as well. And I kind of tested it live versus videos to see if one would get more views than the other. And they just don't get a lot of views, period, no matter how I do them. So we'll keep playing with it, but I wanted to bring that up again just so you guys can be thinking about what direction you guys prefer or what we could do. Incorporate toys on Sundays. And that's, like I said, we've been doing that with the Tootsies. We're going to get some more Tootsies out here in a little bit. But that's, that was one of the ideas, even if we had to go back to 7 o'clock on Sunday nights, to add a little more time in so we don't end up going too late. The 7 o'clock thing is a little early for the guys out west, but it's perfect for the guys back east. So we're just kind of trying to balance everything. So anyway, that's the only reason I wanted to bring that up again and see what direction we want to go. Pioneer Village. I'm thinking I got to get up there. I've got to get a hold of the guys at the Kearney the American Automobile Experience in Kearney, and I've got to get up to Pioneer Village and see all those guys. Hey, there's Mark Kirk and Golden for the Midwest. Yep. Sounds good, Jeff. Pioneer Village. We did 4 cars the first year. We did 5 cars last year. As of right now, they're $100 per car. And as of right now, we are quite a bit short of even that. Scotty D from SoCal, home of the $6 fuel. You can keep it out there. As of right now, and it's great that you guys keep doing this, but it's you round up $2 or $3, $5. We are at $269 as of today for Pioneer Village. So we need at least $400 to do the first 4 cars, which was the earliest known Ford and the second earliest known Cadillac in the world. Yes, the earliest known Ford is not in Dearborn. It is in Minden, Nebraska. And like we've talked about before, the Chris F's here. The world's second oldest Cadillac and the world's oldest Ford are almost identical because they were both built by Henry Ford. So we've got a full video on that on the channel if you want to go back and check that out. But we've sponsored those 2 cars, and then we also were sponsoring the Allstate and the Henry J, which are also parked right next to each other. And we've done a comparison video on those cars as well. Last year, we stepped it up and we sponsored a pickup as well. So depending on where we end up at on sponsorships, and this is something I would like to try to get done here, hopefully in the next 2 or 3 weeks, maybe within the next month at the latest, is get up to Pioneer Village and the American Automobile Experience in Kearney, because those guys have been asking me to come up and help them with some stuff too. So keep that in mind, guys. We've still got a bit of ways to go. Dad has 2 toys that he donated that we're going to auction tonight to go into that pot for Pioneer Village. So but that's where we're at as of right now. Hopefully these toys bring some money. Should at least put us over the 300 mark. We're only $31 away from that. These 2 toys should bring, they got to be worth at least that a piece. So, but please keep that in mind, guys. And we'll see when we can get something put together to get up there and get some more content, renew our sponsorship on the vehicles. So those vehicles have a sign on them. If you get to Pioneer Village, sponsored by the Nobodies of Nobodies show. So anyway, that was a program that Willis Garza, their last director, and I worked on and put together. Do a live interactive at Pioneer Village. We could possibly do that. They've got a new director since Will was actually from Arizona, and he needed to get back home and take care of some things down there, so he stepped down. They have a new director. Whoa! Randall with Nut Farm coming in with a supercharged super chat. Thanks, Nut Farm! And as always, it does not surprise me one bit that somebody that goes by the Nut Farm ended up here in this group. Supercharged super chat. Thanks to the Nut Farm. Anyway, I will keep you guys posted as that. We definitely trying to do some live stuff there would be kind of fun. I've got to kind of get this put together, and I'll try to keep you guys posted. If I do kind of get a window or a break where it looks like I can go, I will definitely keep you guys posted with getting some posts up and keep you guys in the loop what's going on. DJ Play Nice is here tonight. So anyway, we'll see how things roll. Up and share out the live. Appreciate that. And we'll see how things come together on that. Gathering of the Nobodies, the 3rd annual. So it's kind of crazy. You know, we were going to close registration. I told you we were going to close registration. I talked to Mark, who did our brisket last year, said he'll do one again this year. Talked to Pete because, you know, Pete helps us out a ton as far as getting things ready. And those guys are like, let's just see how many we get. So if you're still thinking about coming, let me know, get your ticket bought so I can get a site. One thing I do have to have, obviously, a week or 2 weeks prior to the event, basically, you know, by May 5th or so, you know, I've got to have a solid head count on food and things like that. So if you're still thinking about coming, let me know, get your ticket bought. We'll add you to the list. And it's going to be a great weekend the way it sounds. And working on more and different ideas still. Obviously, with the amount of people coming in this year, you know, everybody just kind of showed up on Friday, and then we congregated at the brewery when they opened like at 3. With the amount of people coming in this year, we're going to have a lot of people that are already going to be here by Friday afternoon. So I'm tossing a couple of different ideas around on what we can do Friday afternoon. And then Balin Wire, I talked to Balin Wire this week. And Balin Wire has some other ideas as well that he wants to do. So, and this is something that obviously I'm interested in your guys' feedback as well. Hey, Troy's with us on Facebook. Yeah, and if you want to come to the gathering, Troy, that's what that weekend's for. That's why we do the gathering of the Nobodies every year. I like the interactive live from Pioneer Village. Do live with themes of luxury cars from the past, working man cars, the 3 Ps. Yeah, there's a million different things like that we could do, Dougster, for sure. But Balin Wire's got an idea, and I'm curious as to your guys' feedback, especially, you know, there's a lot of you on tonight who are already committed and have already bought your tickets for the weekend. Balin Wire said he would sponsor this and help take care of it, but he wants to, I think it's a good addition, he wants to incorporate some games throughout the day on Saturday. Hubcap toss, some stuff like that. He threw a couple of different ideas at me. You know, we can set it, you'll find a designated area to set them up. Is that something you guys would be interested in participating in? He said he'd bring a few prizes, you know, some things like that. So, what do you guys think? Is that something that you're interested in participating in? You think it would add to the weekend? Do you think you're not going to have time? You're going to be too busy looking at cars? And I think it would be one of those things where, you know, as you're out wandering around, if you want to stop and go do the hubcap toss or whatever ideas you know, Balin Wire comes up with, you know, we could do that and then give a couple prizes away. I mean, like I said, this all just, he sprung this on me the other day, and I said, well, shoot, we'll talk about it, see what you guys think. So far, it looks like I see a lot of names here that I know are coming that like the idea. So I think they like the idea, Hoove. I got Animal House just ingrained in my brain. I think I like the idea, Hoove. Toga. So anyway, find a car in the yard. Yeah. We could do a scavenger hunt where you have to have, you know, take a picture of certain things. Carburetor shot put. Yeah. Everyone's been frustrated with us, thought about doing that. That I could see, Dougster. I'm sure that could get to that level of frustration. A leaf spring fling, holy cow. I don't think we want to do that. So anyway, those are some different ideas. You know, the scavenger hunt is a great idea. like I said, I don't know all what you can drive what you want. Of course, Mark's the only person that shows up to go junking in a Bentley. I got to give him credit for that. You're the only person that showed up to buy junk in a Bentley. So FWD Museum in Clintonville, Wisconsin, that would be kind of cool to see. So we'll toss some ideas around about some things like that. Airbag rides. Yeah. Yeah, that would be kind of explosive. Yeah, that's another idea. There's a lot of different things like that we can do. So and you guys have great ideas. So we'll see what baling wire wants to do. Baling wire. Now, I do see one potential problem with this baling wire though, because last year we lost baling wire for half the day. So we'll have to see how that works out, because baling wire wasn't leaving the auction. He finally had to leave the auction because he couldn't stack any more stuff in his truck. So take a toolbox. No toolboxes on the scavenger hunt. Just pictures on your phone for the scavenger hunt. So potato gun shooting would be fun. I like potato guns. I haven't shot a potato gun in years. So anyway, all that stuff could be fun ideas. Hey there, Scott. So I'll talk to baling wire. Potentially, Mark. Don't know for sure. Potentially. I'm keeping an eye on a few things to possibly see if we can squeeze an auction in. But that's going to be the problem with baling wire, is if he does that, he ain't going to be around to help with the game. So, hey, there's Frank. You coming over, Frank? Haven't heard for sure yet from you. You were talking about it, but tether into a stake in the yard so he can't run off. He never got there. He wouldn't leave the auction. He literally did not leave the auction until his truck was so full he couldn't put anything else on. So all those different ideas are still things that we're working on. And a lot of this stuff, ankle monitor, yeah, that might help. As of right now, Wiley, you'll skip the auction if you had to. As of right now, Wiley, I will need to know for sure by probably May 5th for head count on food. We were going to close it. I talked about closing it, but then I talked to Mark, who does our food. I talked to Pete, who takes care of a lot of the rest of this stuff behind the scenes. And they're all saying, just let's see who wants to come. I mean, if we got completely overrun with people, we may have to shut it down. But as of right now, they are saying, if you want to come, come. So if you want to if you have not bought a ticket yet, as of right now, we're going to leave it open unless we literally get overrun, which I don't see happening. But by the first part of May, here, basically in about a month, I'm going to have you just bring your own food. I'm going to have a fairly close head count so that we know how much food and things like that and what to be ready and what to expect. Hey, there's Tim, Mr. Good Pliers. Mr. Good Pliers is coming as well. Tim said he's going to come up that day. So you guys watch Tim, Mr. Good Pliers. He's going to come hang out that day with us for a while too. He's almost 2 hours away from me. He said he's going to come up and hang out with everybody. So be good to see Tim. So that's should be a good weekend. But so like I said, with the amount of people, because like I said, I think last year at this point we had 12 or 15 people registered, and we've got 40 now. So it's kind of putting things into a little bit different perspective as far as what we want to do here. I want everybody to be entertained. I want it to be a good weekend. I want it to be a productive weekend. and I want it to be a positive experience. So this is adding a lot to it, which is fine. I want to do it right so that you guys say I had a great time. Hey, there's Steve. He's coming. 2-hour limit on baling wire at the auction. There you go. So keep all that in mind, guys. We're going to get some of this stuff nailed down here. Hey, there's Juan. And we're going to start nailing some of these loose ends down here pretty quick. Brad's here with us on Facebook. But, man, it's coming together and it's going to be fun. So we're going to try to get these other little pieces nailed down. Obviously, we've got some good response to your idea, baling wire. So you and I need to talk and kind of nail some more of this down a little bit and get a better idea of what we're going to do. I like the scavenger hunt idea. I like the game idea. Obviously, a lot of you guys do as well. And whoa, hey, David D coming in, hitting us with a supercharged super chat. Boom. Thanks, David D. Tater gun bowling. Lane with the dimensions of the bowling alley. Have a pedestal with 10 pins set and shooter's rest. That sounds interesting. Sounds like a really bad, great idea is what it sounds like to me. But oh, anyway. So we're going to get to work on that. And, like I said, we've got right at 40 people signed up now. Plus there's some local people that, help me out on different projects that I tell, I want them to be involved with it. Mouse, the guy that I bought the place from, he didn't make it over last year. He came over the year before for a while. So there's some local people that, that I do invite out that, help me out on a lot of ideas and things like that. Bad ideas, great ideas are the best ideas. Very true. Like the old saying goes, a good friend is always there to bail you out of jail, but a great friend is is usually sitting there right beside you. So, shotgun bowling at a YouTube creator meetup. Wow, that would be kind of crazy too. Oh man, guys, lots of stuff going on. So can't wait to see all of you. They do make great stories. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Kind of like that time I think I told you we were coming back from Meekum, Indy. We were going to hit St. Louis at about 1 o'clock Sunday morning. And I know you guys, and I know some of you guys have heard the story before, but you guys remember the movie Vacation when they hit St. Louis and they took the wrong exit? I'm sure some of you guys probably remember that in the family truckster. That's right. Luke will be here as well. Everybody loves Luke. Luke is a mooch. I'm not going to lie. Luke is a mooch, but everybody loves him. So Luke eats very well, but he's everybody. If you've got a plate, you are Luke's best friend. I'm just going to forewarn everybody right now. So just so everybody's got a heads up. All right. Yeah. Did you lose your hubcaps? Yeah. We actually didn't lose our hubcaps, but we took that exit at 1 o'clock in the morning. It was that exit or one off, but that's where we ended up at 1 o'clock on Sunday morning with 2 pickup loads of gas pumps and signs and stuff we were hauling back from Meekum, Indy. So, man from the farm's here. Glad you made it tonight. Take 255 to avoid the center of Street Louise. But anyway, we'll keep moving here. What we need to talk about some new inventory. Look at some Tootsie Toys. Oh, Supercharged Super Chat badge. You guys ready to learn a little bit more about the Supercharged Super Chat badge that I told you we were going to do tonight? You ready for that section? And some new inventory. Oh, St. Louis. Okay, St. Louis. Yeah, Luke is a regular. That's for sure. It kind of wouldn't be the same without him. And then we'll look at some Tootsie Toys, get some new inventory. And you guys want auctions tonight? There's some cool stuff piled up over here. All right. New inventory. Obviously, I had the truckload come in. And speaking of, Supercharged info, go. Okay. Hey, there's Austin. All right. Real quick, we're going to catch new inventory. Then we're going to talk about the Supercharged Super Chat badge. Because I had a car come in that we got to talk about. Obviously, I got the truckload of cars. 1953 Buick Special two-door hardtop. 1953 Buick Super two-door hardtop. 1966 Fury convertible. And a 1967 Galaxy two-door hardtop. That's what all came in on the semi-load this week. Had 5 strips of bacon and 3 eggs at IHOP. Holy cow. No 59 Ramblers. But, whoa, hold up. Supercharged Super Chat from Sean. There we go, right there. One more car to talk about a new inventory. Then we're getting into some more detail on the Supercharged Super Chat badge. Boom. Thanks, Sean. Speaking of vacation, we're going to move forward a couple movies to, I think it's 2 movies. Christmas Vacation. Everybody remembers Christmas Vacation, right? I think European Vacation was in between there. Did it go Vacation, European Vacation, then Christmas Vacation? Is that correct? But everybody's got to remember Christmas Vacation, right? Put a car in a tent. One guy at a time goes in blindfolded, can only identify the car by touch. That might not be a bad idea, Tim. I don't have a tent big enough to put a car in, though. I don't know. That's something to think about. But Christmas Vacation. I know some of you guys remember, I mean, of course, Christmas Vacation anymore, like from the day after Thanksgiving until 4 days after Christmas, it's on at least 3 different channels at any given time on TV. But so I know you guys remember Christmas Vacation. I know you had to have seen it. Because it's almost kind of a staple anymore at this point. Tim probably would win that one. Yeah, it probably wouldn't even be fair to let Tim play, to be honest with you. But speaking of Christmas Vacation, obviously they had a different family truckster in Christmas Vacation. Well, guess what I had come in the gate this week? The 1991 Ford Taurus station wagon. Yep, I actually bought a Taurus wagon this week, and it runs. Yes, it still runs. The tranny's slipping in it. That's exactly right. It is, Dougster. The guy said the tranny's slipping in it. He towed it to me on a tow dolly, but he said, he goes, hey, yes, where do you want to drop it? I said, well, kind of put it over there so I don't have to move it. He goes, it runs. Just get in there, unstrap it off the dolly, bag it off, go drive it wherever you want. So it runs and drives. CV shafts are clicking in it. I mean, I wouldn't jump in the thing and take it to Tijuana or anything. But it does run and drive. 1991 Ford Taurus station wagon. Those had kind of a hard plastic bumper. Both bumpers are broke up on it. I'm sure they're a unibody. I haven't looked underneath it. I'm sure it's a unibody. But interior on this thing is nice. I mean, the seats aren't ripped up. I mean, it's really pretty clean inside. Like I said, if the bumpers weren't broke up and it's missing the hubcaps, you can put hubcaps and bumpers on this thing and drive it. I mean, it literally does not look that bad. It's not beat up. It's not rusted out. Seats are nice. And the whole interior is nice. Mom bomb of the 90s. I mean, really the only thing wrong with the interior is it looked like they let their dog ride with them, and there's like a little bit of dog hair in the back seat. I mean, that's it. I mean, I don't even think the headliner's falling out of it. It's hilarious. And I'm going to do a video on it. I have to. It's a Taurus wagon. It is not wood grain. So, hey, there's Hubcap. Just got back from getting fried chicken. Nothing wrong with that. I'll sell it. I don't care. I mean, I got to do some videos with it. We're going to go tooling around the yard in it. Maybe go see if we can pull a tree out. I don't know. Suburbia on wheels. Yep. Oh, have it? Yep. I've got one. I mean, I have a running, driving 91 Taurus wagon now. Got a good title on it. Yes, I should absolutely park it under a log truck trailer. No doubt about it. So the guy called me. He was about 40 miles away. And he called me and he said, you want to buy a 91 Ford Taurus? I'm like, not really. Now, I do have some of those early 90s Tauruses. Don't get me wrong. I do have 3 or 4 of them, and I have kept them because of the SHO cars. So I do have 3 or 4 regular 4-door Tauruses that I got, locally here that I didn't want to crush them because those, the SHO guys love those things. So this guy calls me and he's like, I called another guy. He's about 40 miles the other way. He's going to send it straight to the shredder. It was strictly a scrap guy. He's like, man, I don't want this thing going to the shredder. It's not a bad car. And, I know, but just think, you'd be the only one on the block that has one. He's like, it's too good a car. I don't want to go straight to the shredder. He wanted a little more than scrap for it, and I wasn't going to pay a ton of money for a 91 Taurus wagon. So he wanted a 91 Taurus. All I know at this point is a Taurus. He wanted a little too much money for it. Even delivering it, he wanted a little too much money for it. And then I'm on the phone. He's like, man, he goes, I just don't want to take it to the shredder. He goes, I want to take it somewhere where at least somebody's going to save something off of it. He said it's too good a car. He said, we've been driving this thing for several years. And, they had other vehicles, but he said, this was our runaround car. It's not that bad. I don't want to just go straight to the shredder. And then he goes, it's just like the one on Christmas Vacation. And I'm like, are you saying it's a wagon? He's like, yeah, it's a wagon. I'm like, okay, you got me. So I said, bring it over. He sent me a couple pictures of it, and I was like, you're right. It's not a terrible looking car. Bring it over. So we've got it. Yard car for chasing parts. Put some Lucas in the transmission, and it would be big job approved. Big job approves of a Taurus wagon. But so, yeah. So that was the funniest thing that I was like, okay. And then the guy there said, yeah, just fire it up, back it off the dolly, go put it wherever you want. I was like, okay. So we can go out cruising in the Taurus wagon. We'll do some videos out rolling around in the Taurus wagon. Crazy part about it is it's an antique. It's 35 years old. Kansas at 35 is an antique. So bananas, I know. What do you do? We now have a Taurus wagon. Anyway, on to the Supercharged Super Chat badge story. Now, we've talked about this several times, but it's been a while. We broke this out for Super Chats, and we've talked about it and what it actually is, and I'm going to get into a little bit more detail. This is an actual side hood badge for a 3536 Supercharged Auburn. They were used on all of them, commonly on Boattail Speedsters, but even the Phantoms and stuff, if they were supercharged, they used this badge. I found something yesterday or the other day. I sorted my Chevy promos out. Yeah, no kidding. That was a great wagon. I did not try the air. Whoa, John Sanderson coming in with another Supercharged Super Chat before we get into the badge. Boom. John Sanderson, Supercharged Super Chat. So anyway. So, I mean, we just flipped this thing up on a regular basis, but we've had a few questions lately. So I actually sorted out all the Chevy promos. All the Chevy promos from that big auction we looked at for a year. Those are all sorted. Got a video coming up on those as well. Awesome, Guile. I will get you down for that. We'll get you added to the list. Thanks. So here's another piece that I got from Auburn Cord Duesenberg to kind of give you a little better idea. I hope you guys can see it and can kind of visualize what we're looking at here. We'll see if we can get it on the camera where you guys can see what we're talking about here. Because right here, got too much glare. Right here is where the Supercharged badge goes on the side of the hood. This is a copy of the blueprint of the original Gordon Buehring drawing for the 35 Auburn Boattail Speedster. So this is where that badge would have gone, right here on the side of the hood, right above the exhaust pipes on the Boattail Speedster. So that kind of gives you a little bit better idea if you guys can see it. I hope it's clear on the screen. I can't get down there and see it, so I'm trying to show it to you. But this actually is a pretty cool drawing. It has the half view from the top, the full side view, and then the half views on both front and rear on this blueprint. It kind of came through. Okay, perfect. So anyway, that is where the badge goes on the Supercharged 35-36 Auburn Boattail Speedster. So like I said, I hope you guys can make it out without the glare. Obviously, I don't want to take this out of the frame and out from under the protective plastic. But kind of a neat way to see where it goes. And actually, not only that, but where Gordon Buehring drew it when he laid it out. And they specifically had that drawn into the blueprints when they did the design of the car. And I know it's a little tough to see. This thing's fairly big, so. So it's 37.5 inches across the top. So just over. So this thing is probably what, 2 by 3. 23 tall, so almost 2 by 3 on the blueprint. But there again, like I said, we just kind of get used to throwing that out there and don't really talk about why it's there and why we use it or where it came from. But that gives you an idea. Okay, let's catch up with comments here. So every time we whip this thing up, that's what we're talking about. We ain't giving anybody a Hudson badge yet tonight, have we? There we go. We better get some of these flowing out here too. Okay, let's see. Kind of came through. Let's see. Saw one in Gillette, Arizona suburb of Phoenix at the museum. Yeah, it's a neat piece. So. Yeah, Duckster's trying to buy that too. Yeah, it's a cool piece. It really is. Just looking for reasons to show sketches. Now, actually, that kind of got buried under the Chevy promos. You guys remember we looked at Chevy promos for a year from that auction. I laid them all out yesterday and did a video on them. And believe it or not, all the promos were stacked on top of that. So I started getting all the promos out, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's here too. So, and there had been some questions about it recently, so I thought it was a good time to kind of incorporate that. So anyway, let's check out a couple of Tootsies, and then let's get into some auctions. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure he probably wouldn't. Was it a 35-36 mark? Because that would have had the small upright badge below the hood ornament on it. If it were or was it Supercharged? Maybe you're trying to snag the Supercharged badge off of it. Because this is 28-30. And then I've got some 31-33s badges as well. I've got one on the grill and then an extra. I've got this one and then I've got one on the grill. I've actually got a 28-30 grill shell with badge and an extra badge. I've got a 31-33 grill with badge and an extra badge. Wow, it's all gone. That's crazy, Dougster. So, Anyhow, let's check a few more Tootsies out, and then are we ready for auctions after that? All right, back to the Tootsies. The brand new, or mostly new. Some of these have been played with slightly. But in the box, Tootsies. Kind of losing track with where we're at here, actually. I think we did all these. Yeah, we've done those. Okay. Let's check out a few more of these Tootsie Toys. How about, well, I don't even not only have I never seen this Tootsie, I've never even seen it in the box. I've never even unwrapped this one. Holy cow. This is nutso. I've never seen this Tootsie. I didn't even know it was in the box. I didn't even know they made it. The 1949 Roadmaster. I didn't know they made a 49 Roadmaster Tootsie. But here it is. Big Buick grill. 4 portholes on the side. Taillights in the rear fenders. Trunk handle across it. 1949 Roadmaster. This thing is insane. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the bottom of this. This is a 49 Roadmaster Tootsie. I had never even unwrapped this one out of the paper. Didn't even know it was in there till just now. Literally. Holy cow, that's impressive. Look at the corners, the bumpers. I mean, this thing has literally never been played with. The hearts are flowing. This is insane. I didn't even know this was in there. I did not even know this was in there. I do not have a time machine. But this is off the rails. Wow. I've never seen this Tootsie. Made in the United States of America. Wow. Kind of impressed by that. This is just nuts. I mean, this thing is, the bottom of this thing is insanely shiny. Overspray. The hearts are still flowing. That's awesome. Because I'm actually kind of excited about this. I just noticed something else, guys. This is kind of bonkers. Holy cow. Let me get this up here so I can show this to you. I need my pointer. I need a pointer. I need a pen to point. I hope you guys can see it. If you look real close, this still has flashing around the windshields from when it was made. Hold it close on both cameras so our Facebook guys can see. This still has the flashing around the windows from when this was made. This is insane. Wow. I impressed myself. What do you think of that? I got to actually send this to Addie real quick, guys. Because we haven't even opened this. Sorry, guys. I have to send this to her. This is insanity. Holy cow. That's nuts. There's some other weird little fine details in this that I don't think you guys are going to be able to see in person. But man, this is crazy. Okay. Whoo. That one even got me excited. Man, that thing is slick. Okay, that's every Tootsie Box is Christmas morning. Yep. I just noticed something else. There's some old newspapers in this box that have some of this stuff wrapped up. I have not been through all of them, apparently. I looked at them, but I missed that one. The newspaper that these are wrapped up in, it's not super old, but they were wrapped up in 85. So not back from the 50s, but even some, but obviously they were still possibly in the box and then rewrapped in the 80s. So anyhow, that's crazy. Grand Prix is one of the longest running models. I think you're right. Well, I think Suburban is the longest because it goes back almost 100 years on Suburban. Okay, that was kind of bananas. Sorry, guys. I got a little excited. Okay. I guess we'll look at one more, and then that leaves two. I just flipped this one over. I think we looked at that one. We looked at this one, I think. Okay. I got a couple more of this box we'll catch later. Okay. Yeah, I got a little excited. I don't think we can handle any more Tootsies for tonight. Deep breaths. There's possibly a little bit of truth to that, John. Like I said, that Auburn blueprint, I forgot about it, got buried under promo models. It literally got buried under promo models. Speaking of promo models, just to give you guys a heads up on what's coming this week, at least for members. It'll go up public after that. All those Chevy promos, there they are, all out at one time. Every one of those is an original dealership promo. The statement is true. That's right, Ed. We were actually working on some stuff. Tootsie Meditation. There's 50 of them there. We had 51, but one of them I got for Tractor Mike. They sold 84 promos that day. We ended up with 51 of the 84. So that video is going to be coming up where we go through them all in that video. But yeah, Addie and I did some really cool stuff this weekend too. Real quick before we get to auctions. Members saw it. You guys haven't seen it yet, but I bought we went to an auction a few weeks ago and bought these big wooden original 50s era showroom / parts department Chevrolet accessories racks. One of them is a big 6.5 foot tall shelf, says Chevrolet accessories across the top. The other one is probably 5 foot wide and 3 foot tall, 4 foot tall. Chevrolet accessories across the top. What does it say exactly? Let me see what it said. Genuine Chevrolet accessories are useful. So we got that hung up this weekend. And then we filled it with NOS Chevy accessory stuff. So we got that done this weekend too. That was exciting. So, okay. Oh, and I found a couple more things to put on there too, that we didn't find yet. So I found two more things. I had two NOS GM accessory spotlights. Just found these to put up on there too. So anyway, let's get to some auctions. You said I got too much stuff. I'm going to sell some of it to you guys. That's right, DJ. Appreciate you reminding everybody of that. Okay. If I've got too much stuff, let's add some of it to your guys' collection. All right. Are we ready? Let me regroup. Move the auction pile over here a little closer to the desk. We're going to start selling some stuff to you guys. So Mark is ready. Yep, those are nice too, for sure. And speaking of make sure your subscription's active and everything, good time to hit refresh. We had some horrible delays last week. Get refreshed, get up to speed. I think I lost like $50 on auctions last week because of the lag. There were so many bids that kind of got hung up and came in late. So might want to do that while I get the pile ready. All right, here we go. We got cans, plates, toys, emblems, cans, all kinds of stuff, caps. All right, let's start moving this stuff over here. Oh, all right. We're back and ready to go. How about you guys? Thanks for that, DJ. There's always a question about when we're live, when you're caught up or not. That's awesome information. I appreciate that. Click the live button, lower left screen. If it's red, you're on the live. If it's not lit, you're lagging. Great information. That is awesome. In fact, I'm going to screenshot that information so that I've got it. Oh, and that's right. Like Kevin L said, if you're going to bid 31 for some reason, $31 bids are not coming in. So you have to put a $sign with it or bid 32. Breathing into the paper bag to do a Tootsie review. Okay, auction time. That's hilarious, Sean. I about needed a paper bag to breathe into. Not going to lie. Okay, we'll start off with, in fact, we'll start off with something, one or two smaller things that kind of get an idea of where things are at. As always, I will hold up a piece. We'll talk about that piece. We'll talk about that car. I may point out any damage to it. We may give you some dimensions on the piece so you guys are familiar with what we're talking about, know what size it is. As we're doing the description, if you are interested in that particular piece, be sure to throw a bid out there. And so I know we've got interest in it. After we get done with the discussion of the piece, I will set the timer on my phone. We will go 90 seconds. I will tell you when 30 seconds has passed. I will tell you when 60 seconds has passed. When my phone hits 130, I will announce the high bidder based on what I see on my two screens. As always, we are live on YouTube and Facebook. So if I announce a bid that you guys don't see, it's probably on the other formats. So browser almost crashed on the refresh. Hey, there's Kenny Peterson's here. Balin Wire's back with us. So anyway, I did go through the Newell stock plates again today and got a whole big new pile of NOS plates to sell. And we're going to have a Hudson badge to get started for sure. Got a couple toys that Dad donated that we're going to sell for Pioneer Village. We need to get those out so we don't forget about those. Got some other cool plates that we're going to talk about. And we'll start off with, we usually sell these in a handful, but this one's too good. We're just going to sell this one. This is pretty cool. Typically we sell magazines 3 or 4 at a time. This magazine we're going to sell individually. Because there is some absolute knockout stuff in here. Man, this is awesome. Hot Rod magazine from August of 1954 with a supercharged nail head on the cover. So, yeah. So we're just going to do this one magazine. Cover's a little loose, but it does appear to be intact. Now, why is this thing so awesome? Let me give you a couple of examples. Here's the article on the blown Buick V8. Now, you say, why is that a big deal? Buick didn't get a V8 till 53. This is August of 54. Big bore, short stroke, and are just made for a supercharger. So that is in there. I'm not going to show you everything. There's going to be some surprises in here for the new owner. Mobile gas economy run. Oh, look at that. Car features. $15 with Guile. Indy. Well, again, I'm not showing you everything. Drag strip competition rules. That's the halfway point. Drag strip competition rules. That's the halfway point in the magazine. NHRA bulletin board. 35 with baling wire. Bonneville from 54. Okay. You got to buy it to see the rest of it. 35 with baling wire. This thing is awesome. And we are on the timer. And away we go on the 54 issue of Hot Rod magazine from August of 54. Baling wire at 35. I don't know. We'll see if anybody's going to jump in there and tangle with him. But this is a pretty good one. I ain't gonna lie. Ain't gonna lie. Just past that 30-second mark. Coming up on the 1 minute, baling wire may have knocked everybody out. Sometimes that's a good tactic. One minute gone. We're wrapping this thing down to the wire. I think he did. But that happens. Sometimes when you just go in there swinging, it does knock everybody out. No! Baling wire's coming in at 42. He's making sure nobody's jumping back in. Baling wire 42. If anybody's going to try to tangle with him, they're going to have to jump in deep and go. And that gets it done. .42 with baling wire, and he made sure nobody was taking that from him. And I can't blame him. It's a good one. Yes, it was 25 cents. All right, let's squeeze a few plates in here. They're going to sell these toys that Dad donated. And, oh, man, I forgot half the stuff I threw in here. Horn buttons, toys, cans. Yeah, we got some fun stuff tonight, guys. Let's catch a couple of plates real quick. I'm going to sell them back to back. Not together, but back to back. But there's a reason why. Starting off with South Dakota, 1961, a 65-year-old South Dakota plate. Kind of an off-white with kind of a nice medium green color. Back is all white. You see the actually kind of how the paint how thin the paint was in some areas on the back of this. Some scuffs and scratches, but overall still in pretty decent shape. This is a standard size plate, roughly 12 by 6. Yeah, right at 12 by 6. On the 61 South Dakota. So let's get going on this one. And then we got one more plate. Then we're going to do these couple of toys that Dad donated for Pioneer Village. And then we're going to move into some other stuff. So where's our South Dakota guys at? And there's another plate that's kind of related to this that we're going to do next. 10 with Wiley. $30 seconds gone. I'm guessing T could be truck. Is Kevin Brown on here? He might know that since he's from up in that area. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. Don't know from 61, okay? T is truck. Okay, man from the farm knew. Okay, we're coming down to the end. I got Wiley at 10. 17, Kevin Brown. 12 with Jesse, but I got Kevin at 17. And that does it. Kevin Brown at 17. We're going to do one more plate real quick because I think they kind of should just be sold at about the same time. Kind of the same theme. We're going to stick with South. Only we're going to the eastern side of the country with another plate from South Carolina. Mixing up some states here a little bit. Getting a few different states worked into the mix. 1967 South Carolina. This thing looks amazing. I almost thought it was new at first, but you can see where it has had a screws in the top. But still in amazing condition. This one, there again, white, kind of a creamy white with a blue letters and numbers on this one. All stamped and painted, just like an old school license plate should be. Christine at 18, unless that's an old bid. I better make sure because the way things were hung up last week, I'm a little gun shy. But it is nice. It is clean, that's for sure. So it's on this one, Christine, and we'll go ahead and get this one kicked off on the South Carolina plate. New bid. Okay, perfect. Christine at 18. And we're live and on the timer. I'm going to find out what we're going to do next because we got a lot of cool stuff. Well, we're going to do these couple toys next, and then we'll do some horn buttons and some other old toys. I got a great can. You guys want to do a great can tonight? 30 seconds gone. EB is Edgefield County. Okay. 18 with Christine on Squeak Clean, South Carolina. I do have a great can. I like them at least. 1 minute gone. I do have a GMC piece coming up here in a little bit. It's literally on the desk right now. I can read it right here. GMC. About ready to wrap this one up. Christine at 18. 25 with Big Job, and that does it. Big Job comes in with a 25 at 128, gets it done. All right. Up next, we're going to sell 2 toys, one at a time. These are toys that Dad donated for Pioneer Village donations. So, bid high, bid often, because that money is going into the Pioneer Village bucket. This is a Tonka, probably 70s era Tonka Thunder Hubs. Thunder Hubs T-Bucket Tonka. This thing is screaming 70s. It's in great condition. The windshield frame's not broke off. The supercharger and scoop is not broke off. Kevin L at 50 coming in hard right out of the gate. Kind of a turtle deck. This is a metal body. The fenders are plastic, so the orange part's plastic. The white is plastic. The green is metal. The engine is plastic, and it has a metal base on it. It is about 6 inches, right, from long, 6 inches long, and about 4 wide. So anyway, here we go. We're ready to boogie. Kevin L swinging hard at 50 right out of the gate. I think you can, Jeff. I think you can get away with it. Hey, there's Andy the Rusty Okie. 30 seconds gone. I'm guessing it's got to be 70s baling wire. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. There goes the hearts. Ticking away, coming out of the wire. Pete at 60. I didn't even see that one pop in there. Pete at 60. Baling wire 62. And that does it. Baling wire at 62. Kevin L came back at 65, just a little too late. I had baling wire at 62. But that's just the first one. We've got one more to go. $70 to $73, I'd say that's probably a pretty fair assumption on that. I'm going to take an allergy pill real quick, though. My nose keeps running. Keep getting sniffly. All right. So that actually got us We needed 31 to break 300, so that doubled that, which is a great start. So maybe, hopefully, this one will bring, you'll get another 30-some bucks out of this one, put us, add another 100 to the bucket. This next one, also the same era, Tonka, apple peeler, C-cab delivery. There again, same engine configuration. The blue roof is plastic. The red fenders are plastic. The white body is metal. The white interior is plastic. Pete, start us off at 60. And it is a metal bottom and does say Tonka right on it. 65 with Kevin L. This one is a little longer because of the way the back of this delivery cab sticks off. It's about 7 inches. So Kevin L at 65, already passed the other one. 1970 is what Man from the Farm found. So we're live, we're on the timer, and we have Kevin L at 65. It's kind of a cool looking piece. $75 with the Nut Farm. Glenn at 70, 75 with the Nut Farm. 30 seconds gone. Panel truck, we're killing Glenn. We've hit the 1 minute mark, just under 30 seconds left to go. Glenn at 80. That's way too much snow. You can keep it. You're right, Pete. There may be snipers out there. I've got Glenn at 80. We got a few seconds left. $100 with Big Job. 100 with Big Job. We've got a few seconds left to go. Kevin L at 100. And that does it. Big Job at 100. Holy cow. Awesome, guys. And they're great toys. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, we're doing it for a good cause, but they are great toys as well. So thanks to everybody playing on that one. And Big Job barely got it because Kevin had 100 too, but it was just a little later. So anyway, guys, awesome. Made a big difference in our fundraising. That actually will get us, that should get, that'll get our 4 cars. So now we're working on covering the 5th one again. So awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right. Told you we had a GMC piece coming up. Everybody's a little excited about those. So we'll go back to a horn button. Maybe it'll be a little calmer now till we get kind of worked back up. Anyway, 1960s era GMC horn button. These aren't extremely rare ones. The Chevys are pretty common. You don't see the GMCs as much. But just a nice little round GMC button. This is all cast in it. It is pop metal. These had a rubber ring on the back, which is missing off of this particular one. Chrome plate. It does have a few pits in it. Black behind the lettering. 15 with Kevin L. 2 3/4 in diameter on this GMC button. And let's get it on the timer. Kevin L at 15. So, yeah, cool pieces. 20 with Sean. Dad said, let's take them and sell them and donate it. So it worked out well. Thanks to all you guys for making it happen. Balin Wire 20. I had Sean first. $25 with Kevin L. 30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. 28 with Balin Wire. 1 minute gone. Appreciate that, DJ. You taught a lot of people a lot about that tonight. Thanks for reminding everybody. Sam with the 442 O's. Glad you made it back. Haven't seen you in a while. Glad you're here. 28 with baling wire. We're ticking away, coming down to the end on the GMC button. 37 with Pete, and that does it. Boom. Pete come in at about 128 with a 37 and locks down the GMC horn button. Good shot, Pete. All right, here's kind of a cool piece. Got a little mass to it, but I think you guys are going to dig it. You guys like emblems and whatnot and ornaments, so this is kind of a combination. This is actually a fender ornament. Oh, wow, I got a mess here. Hold on. Here we go. I need to polish it just a hair more. I want to get a little bit of shine on this. Because it's got a great shine. Oh, yeah. Man, this baby's bright. All right, here we go. Next up for our ornament fans. The 1959 Chevy fender ornament. Hey, there's Michael Glagola. Look at the chrome on this thing. It's not chipped. It's not broke. It's not pitted up. No, it's used. I mean, it's still got nuts on the bottom of it. But it's a good looking piece. $30 with Christine. Let me give you some dimensions on it. It's a little heavy for a Christmas tree. I'm not going to lie. But it is about 9 inches long. Just so you guys have an idea. Tree topper, it could do that. Let's get it on the timer. It's a nice looking piece. It is all pop metal. The front here is pretty stout. So you could do that for sure, man, from the farm. Just make it your Christmas tree. It's only 9 inches, Bill. That'd be kind of a small Christmas tree, but this thing is nice. It is bright and shiny and looks good. You know, it's got the stud still there. You could mount it on something. Definitely from when GM was using a lot of jet age type stuff. Just past that 30 seconds mark. Christine at 30. $35 with Bill Disc because we're coming up on the 1 minute mark. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. 35, Bill Disc. $37 with Christine. $50 with Big Job. Just about ready to wrap it up. $50 with Big Job, and that does it. $50 with Big Job. $56 with Mark Kirk. So that one was definitely hung up because that just popped up as I said that. So there is still some delays hanging out there. All right. I told you guys we were going to sell a cool can. You guys remember last week talking about cans. It's going to be a new Peterbilt grill emblem. Nothing wrong with that. Last week, I think it was last week. Yeah, last week. You guys remember the can from last week? Where we talked about the cans that Tom showed available in the book, 1 quart, and then you have a little 5 if it was available in 5 quart, things like that. You guys remember that conversation? At least I think we did. Okay, yeah. So you guys remember it. Well, believe it or not, that wolf's head that we talked about, I've got another one. Not quite as good as mine, but these are still awesome cans. Probably late 40s, early 50s era. The one we looked at in the can, or in the can book, was silver instead of white. Basically the same can, only it was silver instead of white, and the silver was 60s. And I know the white was earlier than when they used the silver. So, 5 quart white wolf's head. Not a can you see very often. All metal. The top is cut out. Just like we saw on the other one, 100% pure Pennsylvania, the PGCOA number on it. So, yeah, it's a great piece. This can is 9.5 tall because it is 5 quart. 6.5. This side still presents pretty well. Still has the wolf's head down here on the bottom. This side's a little rougher. Thanks for being here, DJ, tonight. Happy Easter to you as well, and thanks for helping everybody out tonight with that where to refresh at. We've never had anybody clarify that, so I appreciate that. So here we go, refinery sealed, 5 U.S. quarts. It's a beauty. Thanks, TJ. Appreciate that as well. 25 with Sean. 25 with Sean kicking us off on the 5 quart Wolf's Head. 35 with John. We're on the timer. Away we go on the 5 quart Wolf's Head. I'm going to say this is, I looked at a sign that had this pattern in the white. It was dated 46. Probably used this up through the 50s. So I'd say this can's easily 70 years old, maybe a little older. So I guess it deserves to show a little bit of age. So here we go. It's going to sell. John at 35. I don't think that's going to get it done, but it's a good start. Juan's found a few of them. 30 seconds gone. I need to be looking at what we want to do next. $38 with Dougster. Michael Gagola at 40. John at 40. I've got Michael first on Facebook. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. This one might get interesting. Michael at 40 on Facebook at this point. Dougster 40. John 41. Dougster 41. I had John first, but I got the feeling the $1 bids are going to bite you on this one. We got a few seconds left to go. 41 with John. 43 with Dougster. 45 with Michael, 45 with Austin, and Michael Gagola at 45. I had Michael, then I had Austin, then I had John, and then Dougster was 47 after the fact. Michael Gagola at 45 gets it done. Kevin at 48. Yep, it's a great looking can for sure. Okay. We haven't done any caps yet tonight. So I got a super funky little cap we're going to do next. We have an Auburn, or have a Hudson badge and an Auburn badge. Then we're going to sell this funky little cap. This thing is tiny. 9 inches. Most of the caps we sell are 10 to 12. Hey, Big Rick Brett's over on Facebook now. Yep, it's heading to you, Michael. I got some emblems to put in there with it in your next shipment. So check this little dude out. 9 inches, stainless, has a pretty decent shine to it. A few dings and dents, but nothing too serious. For a Morris Minor. Got it with some hubcaps at the Wichita swap meet. I was like, that dude is funky. Funky, funky. So, anybody interested in a Morris Minor cap? Just a big M. Let's get rolling on it. Sean starting us off at 15. $20 was Steve. That's right, big job. It's all right. It's worth it. I got 20 with Steve, 25 with the Nut Farm. 30 seconds gone. 26 with John. $30 with Steve as we come up on the 1 minute mark. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. 30 with Steve. $35 with the Nut Farm. We got a few seconds left. We're coming out of the end. $35 with the Nut Farm on a funky little Morris Minor cap. And that is going to 36 with Steve at the 130 mark. Holy cow. Could not have gotten any closer. It was on 129 going to 130. And Steve got a 36 in there. Just by like that much. Another second and it would have been too late. Kevin at 37. John at 40. Holy cow, there was a bunch of stuff hung up in there. All right. Let's have another Hudson badge. And then what have we not done yet tonight? What have we not done yet tonight? I know what we haven't done yet tonight. We have not sold whatever this is. We haven't sold whatever this is. Go! 60 seconds right there on whatever is in this envelope. It is some sort of a license plate. Kansas Motor Vehicle Registration. 30, 20, 15, 10. They went all backwards. They went the wrong way. Steve started us off at 30, coming in, swinging the big stick, trying to knock everybody out right out of the gate. 42 with Christine. We're ticking away. We're going crazy on this thing. On whatever is in this envelope. 42 with Christine. 30 seconds gone. We're halfway there. I dug out a whole nother pile of these today. I don't even know. I just like, that looks good. That looks good. I started stacking them up, and I'm just grabbing off the top of the stack. So that's what we got here. Christine at 42. We have a few seconds left, but we're just about there. This one might be done. Michael was at 24, 30, 20, 15, 10, and then 42 with Christine. And is it going to hold? Yes, it does. 42 with Christine. Ready to open it. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is one of the pretty ones. We've had these before. This is the one that have the amazing blue on it. 2-digit 64. The blue on the 64 is just amazing. It needs cleaned and polished. It needs waxed. Man, this thing is a knockout. Trailer plate 64. Man, it's a beautiful one. I love the 64 blue. I just think it's great. Oh, actually, I need to write it down now. I didn't know what to write before. Now I can write it. All right. What else we got here? We got all kinds of stuff. Let's find something else. Oh, we haven't done many other toys yet. We just did those toys we were donating. Oh, yeah, these are great. Let's do these. We need to do some more Tootsie type toys. Apparently they didn't sell that many trailer plates. I don't know. Got a couple of Tootsies. I don't know if it was just specifically camping trailers or if it applied to any trailer. That I don't know. You guys want to do a really cool Tootsie? I got a couple of kind of average Tootsies, and I got a Tootsie here that is just a knockout that I've actually kind of been on the fence about. Or do you want to do all of them? It's up to you guys. Not that I can see off the top of my head. I don't see any more 56 plates. Hudson badge. What do we want to do on Tootsies? Actually, do you think, let me rephrase that. Can we handle any more Tootsies tonight? No 56 or 7 plates in the box right now that I can see. Now, I don't want to, 2 of these are smaller. We could bundle 2 of them. One of them is really cool. So do we handle Tootsies or should we? Ain't scared. Okay. Okay, you got your brown paper bag ready so you can breathe. Okay. Well, I've got 3 of them sitting here. We'll just sell all 3 of them individually. We'll save you want the big one first or the big one last? 2 smaller ones and one that is just wow. What do you guys want to do? Looking for your feedback. I don't want to bundle them. There's too many people that want them. Go big first. Okay. Then we'll sell the little ones after that. All right, guys. This one's been in the auction box for quite a while. I've been trying to decide what to do with it. I know I've got another one. I don't know where it's at, but I know I've got another one because that's why it's in the box. All trailers except commercial in Michigan. There you go. Everybody says do the big one first. Jeff says build up to it, but everybody wants the big one first. So I guess that's what we'll do. Then we'll sell a couple smaller ones. 3 Tootsies coming up. If we can handle it. 3 Tootsies coming up if we survive the big one first. The other ones are still cool though. This is a Tootsie Toy truck line tractor trailer. Are you ready for this? The cab is chipped up some. I think the trailer's been repainted. This actually does come off, and it goes to a flatbed. I think the green part has been repainted. It does say Tootsie on the bottom. The trailer has both original wheels on it. The truck has the original wheels as well. It is open on the back. The Tootsie Toy truck line is cast into both sides. Definitely a 50s era rounded front trailer with some ornamentation cast into it up here. The tractor, I don't know what it's supposed to look like. It's pretty universal on the nose of the tractor. No actual physical breaks or damage, just some chip paint primarily on the tractor. And another chip. This as a unit, 50 with the nut farm. It is 8 1/4 inches long. So this as a unit is 8 1/4 long. It's a great piece, guys. I guess we're going to sell it. And it's going to go to one of your guys' collection. And here we go. We've got 60 with Christine. It's a good looking truck. It is. And like I said, some of this stuff, I have to sell duplicates. You guys looked up what 62 was Steve, what those sets bring online. We looked at some of the examples. 65 with Glenn. And you got to remember, guys, just past the 30-second mark, we've only looked at 2 boxes. I bought 4 boxes. So you guys remember what you guys were finding those were selling for online? I bought 4 sets at one time because I'm not very smart. But they are amazing. So I don't have a choice. I've got to sell my duplicates and my extras. But which is great for you guys. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Glenn at 65. Whew. We all doing okay? Tootsie's rule. Hey, we'll get to him, Jeff. Don't worry. 65 with Glenn. We're getting down to the wire. We're coming down towards the end. Glenn at 65. And that does it. Oh, Nut Farm at 75. It was 2 seconds too late. Glenn at 65. That's probably true. Glenn's going to have too many toy trucks on his desk to even work. Great piece. Congratulations to Glenn. Okay, couple more Tootsies. I told you we'd do all 3 of these, then we'll see where we're at. We'll catch another plate or something after that. Maybe another can. We'll see what you guys want to do. We need to get some more grease caps worked back in too. Some more horn buttons. But 2 more Tootsies. Same type of truck, different colors. One better than the other. This is the 1948 to 50 era Ford truck nose on a green pickup. Now, it is a little out of proportion. You can see the cab's up here, and the bed is like 4 times the size of the cab. It is out of proportion. The bed is very tall, almost makes the cab look like it's chopped. This one in kind of a mint green. Almost kind of a cab over style nose. It is a little bit short. Original wheels. Tootsie Toy, Chicago, USA on the bottom of them. Yep, you do like green Fords, don't you, Bill? This is a green Ford. And this one is about 4.25. About 4.25 inches long on this one. So not quite as awesome as the other one, but still a nice piece. Let's get this one on the timer and see where she goes. $15 was Steve. $30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. One minute gone. 15 was Steve. $20 with the Nut Farm. $22 was Steve. We're coming down to the wire. What's going to happen? Bill going to jump in here on a green Ford. There he is. 26 with Bill Disc. 24 with Sean. That does it. Bill Disc at 26. All right. I told you we had one more, and it's the same configuration, just a different color. Now, one thing about the green one is the nose was all one color. This whole truck was one color. Next, we've got a red Ford, and it has a painted grille, and the bed is painted silver as well. So same thing, same dimensions, same casting. Little better paint. We've got some paint loss over here, but the silver in the bed, the silver on the nose. This one also all 4 original wheels. Excuse me. Tootsie Toy, Chicago, USA. Robert Red Ford. That's exactly right. So another cute little dude on this particular Ford. So let's roll with this one. I've got 12 with Christine. We are on the timer, and away we go. $20 with the Nut Farm. $25 with Steve. Just past that 30-second mark on this cute little guy. $26 with Mark. $27 with Christine. $28 with Steve. 1 minute gone. Curious to see if these $1 bumps stick together on here, or somebody's going to jump up and knock this one out of the park. 28 with Steve. 30 with the Nut Farm. 29 with Sean. I've got 30 with the Nut Farm. 32 with Steve. Couple seconds left. 33 with Sean. And that does it. 33 with Sean. That one got interesting as well. Okay, let's catch another horn button real quick, maybe another plate or something, or maybe another emblem. Let's see what we want to do here. Then we'll move on a little bit yet tonight. Catch a few more things this evening. I know we're running been going a little while here, but another great looking horn button. We've had one or two similar to this, but it's been a few years. A lot of depth to this button, a lot of color to this button. This is a good looking one for our horn button fans. This is early 50s. It's actually marked 53 or 52, 53, I think. No, it's marked 52 Buick. 52 Buick. 37 miles from where those toys were made. Yeah, we've got some stuff we can talk about on story time here in a little bit. We're going to get the card file out again tonight. That's a great idea where to go next, Jeff. Appreciate that. But for now, check out this Buick horn button. The Buick family crest. A lot of depth to this button. Sounds great, Juan. We'll see you later. Glad you were here. This is a chrome metal ring, plastic center. You can see on the back where this is actually cast into it. You can really see the depth of all this gold inlay and stuff around the Buick family crest. Good looking piece. Four inches in diameter, so big enough to see, but not so big that it's gaudy. This does have the original clip still on it. Not that anybody's going to put it on a car, but it still looks great. Black background, gold ring, and then gold inlay here. And then, of course, the red and the blue and the silver in the Buick crest. And away we go on the timer on the Buick horn button. Sounds good, Balin Wire. Be curious. All right, we're live. Nobody's bidding on a Buick horn button. There we go. 25 with Kevin L. Kevin L just coming in right out of the gate. Swinging at 25. 42 with Sean. He had a lot to do with toilets, too, I think. 43 with Mark. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. I've got 43 with Mark. Taking away, working our way towards the end. 43 with Mark. Any snipers hiding out there? $45 with Sean, and that gets it done. Coming in at 128 with that 45 from Sean. Kenny had a 45. Kevin had a 46. But at the 130, I had Sean at 45. $49 with Mark. They're still coming in. Okay, let's do something else real quick, and then we'll dig into the card file for story time tonight. How about this and go? Come here. Get on the timer. Here we go. You're getting this. Had to get sighted in. Yep, there you go. 10 with Dougster. One more flash auction to wrap the night up. 20 with David D. Coming up on that 30-second mark. 42 with Christine. 30 seconds gone. We're at the halfway point. 42, Christine coming in here, knocking them out of the park. 21, 22 by 24. But 42 with Christine got it covered up as of right now. We've still got a little bit of time left, but I've got Christine at 42. And we're ticking away. We're coming down to the end. 42 with Christine. 45 with Kenny Peterson. And that will Just about wrap it up. 45 with Kenny Peterson, and boom! 45 with Kenny Peterson. All right. We open it, or do we save it for Kenny? Wait and see what Kenny wants to do. Then we'll get ready to move on. Open it. All right. Brilliant Black 69. Just a nice deep black. And there again, it's got a little bit down here. Some of this is actually from the envelope. I think some of this will clean off. I think it's just paper from the envelope. But man, this thing is just like I said, soap, water, and a little bit of wax, and this thing is going to be a mirror. You can look at that. You can almost see it almost as a mirror the way it is, not even being cleaned. ANS actually was Ness County here. Yeah. Man, they're just knockouts. Having a lot of fun with these. I got tons of them. I'm still finding different ones. I found some really early ones that actually thought we'd get to tonight, and we didn't. Oh, I need to write this up. Kenny don't jump in all the time, but when he does, he usually jumps in there and snags a pretty good one. So, all right. How we doing on time? We got a few minutes yet. Let me move the auction stack here, and let's grab the card file for some story time tonight. You guys remember the card file? We've been having a lot of fun with the card file. So let's do a bit of that. And there's a can, a toy, a badge, a cap, all this stuff piled up. Oh, by the way, guys, if you still want one of these little Skellies cans, 15 a piece, just add however many you want with your payment, and I'll add them to your box. Like I said, they're going to be dirty. They're going to have a few dings and scratches, but most of them will clean up at least comparable to this one. So 15 a piece. Just tell me how many you want when you send payment for any other thing you bought tonight. So, sounds great, Dougster. Glad you were here. Had a blast tonight on auctions. It was a good time. Glad you're back, man, from the farm. Hope everything's calming down in your world, and but glad you're back hanging out with us. So, if you want the little Skellies cans, let me know. All right, let me move this pile, and then we'll get the card file out. Glad you had a good time, man, from the farm. I know you've had a lot going on in your world, but I'm glad you're back with us and hanging out. You've got a box headed your way right now, Big Job, so we're starting on your next one. So, back to some of Dad's old records. We've been going through the files on cars. We've been looking at pictures. We've been spending some time with the card file of parts cars Dad had. But we've also got some other kind of interesting things. We've just gotten into the tip of the iceberg on here. But we've also got some of these notebooks, car purchases. Who wants to know what Dad bought in 1990? 36 years ago. Anybody curious? I know we're good for a Hudson badge. Big Job wants to know. Guy wants to know. Inquiring minds want to know. What was Dad buying in 1990? Okay. January 15th of 1990. Dad bought a 1949 Super 4-door from Bud Van Eaton for $125. No title, just a bill of sale. January 24th, 1990. 1962 Buick Special Station Wagon from Troy Bomber for $50. This car is actually still at the yard. Not much left of it, but it's still there. Oh, wow. This is kind of an interesting, this one kind of brings back some memories. '65 Pontiac. Glad you were here, Nut Farm. 2+2 convertible. This was kind of, I remember this deal. I had a 65 2+2 convertible, and then another guy that I think Dad was still working at the Buick dealership, and a guy called in and he had one. So we ended up buying this one. Then I ended up trading this car for a 64 Grand Prix. Does not have the purchase price on here. February 4th of 1990. 65 2+2 convertible. February 9th of 1990. 1979 Pontiac Bonneville 2-door. $65. So these were primarily parts cars is what we're talking about on most of these. 1970 Electra 4-door hardtop from Ellenwood, Kansas for $250, February 9th. I do not have any 61 or 62 Ford wagons, Big Job. Well, yeah, you got to remember, and that was $65 for 79 Bonneville. That was an 11-year-old car at that point. 55 Pontiac 4-door, $65 on February 10th. '53 Ford Victoria 2-door hardtop, February 10th of 1990, $40. And I remember this car. There was not a lot left of it. It was just basically a body. It was a Victoria Tudor hardtop, but I don't think there was any drivetrain in it. No rear end, no motor, no tranny. $40. This was actually a car that I had. The car's still here in town. I'm kind of hoping to buy it back one of these days, especially with the amount of the collection of these that Dad's been putting together. In tell you when. Hold on a second. I might be in here. It may have gotten pulled out of this file, but no, it's not in here. And around 82, 83, somewhere around in there, Dad bought a real deal, no motor or tranny, but a real deal 70 stage 1. And basically, there was no motor or tranny in it. I may not have even had a rear end. But other than that, it was basically a complete stage 1. Buckets, console, everything. And he bought it for a parts car for his GS convertible because it was a bench seat car. So he bought it for the buckets, console. I think it had a tack in it. Well, obviously, by 1990, those were starting to gain some traction. So I took that car, started gathering pieces back up for it. And I actually traded that car in pieces for a 1963 Riviera. And that's what was noted next in this book, was trade the 63 Riviera for the 70 GS. Now, the 63 Riviera was out in Scott City, Kansas. So it was 2.5 hours away. And I remember we went out to look at it. The guy called about the Grand Sport, said he had this Riviera. So we went out there on a weeknight to look at it. And I remember we drove the Riviera home that night. I remember because I'd have been 16. So I remember because we all went out and Mom drove the other car back and me and Dad drove the Riviera back from Scott City that night. AM radio, and I think, was it KOMA, the AM station? Oh, hold up. Supercharged super chat from David D. Thanks, David D. on the Supercharged super chat. Boom. So, I think it was KOMA. I don't remember, but there was an old AM station out of Oklahoma that broadcasted over half the world. So I remember we picked that up because all the car had in it was an AM radio, and we drove it home that night. It had a little bit of rust in it we had fixed, and I ended up selling that car to help buy that Corvette that I had in high school. Probably should have kept the Riviera. But when I sold the Riviera, I actually sold it to one of Dad's friends. And he actually overhauled the motor and tranny in the car, and he drove it for years. We actually sold it at our auction a few years ago, and the guy that bought it is actually here in Great Bend. So, and I told him if he ever gets rid of it, I'm interested in buying it back, especially now that with all the Rivieras that Dad's been buying, it would be actually it would kind of bookend the collection because Dad's got the 73 GS that he bought in 77. He got the 77 Riviera. He just bought at Kissimmee last year. And then he bought that 98 Riviera concept car with the North Star in it. So the 98 that was the last Riviera that ever got a V8, literally the last V8 powered Riviera that Buick ever built. So I'm kind of hoping to maybe end up with the 63 back one of these days. So it's an 84. It's actually still sitting back here in the corner of the shop. It's much rougher now. It hasn't run in probably 25 years. So I don't I don't even know what it would take to get. I know the interior shot from crap laying inside of it. And who knows what it would take to get it running, but it's still tucked back in the corner. So I sold that to buy the Corvette, as well as the 65 2+2 convertible. I traded that for a 64 Grand Prix, and I sold that, which was actually the next entry in the book, was the Grand Prix. I sold both those for a down payment on the Corvette, and then I had to make payments on the Corvette. So I had to finance that. So anyway, let's catch a couple more, and then we'll go ahead and wrap things up here. I don't blame you, Hippie. We're going to wrap up here in just a couple of minutes. We're going to put a bookmark in this notebook. But in February of 1990, Dad bought a 61 Cutlass station wagon for $85. No, that didn't work out quite that way in high school, Big Job, unfortunately. '81 Cadillac at the sheriff's auction. There again, this is in 90. $380, sold it for $1,000. We'll catch a couple more cars. That'll get us through March. It's 1968 Cutlass. Bought it here in Great Bend. Does not say if it's a 2-door or a 4-door, but $35 for 68 Cutlass. It did sound good. Yeah, sounded like a good plan. Just never worked out that way for me in high school. '1970 Buick Riviera. March 21st of 1990, $125. That car is actually still out at the yard. Not much left of it either, but it is still here. One more, and that will get us into April. 1980 Cutlass for $70 in 1980. So anyway, I think we'll go ahead and shut things down. We're going to put a little bookmark in the notebook from 1990. To mark our spot. If you guys want to keep doing these, if you want to go through some more of them. And we'll break it out sometime in the near future. We've still got some files to go through. Sounds good, Austin? So we got our little placeholder in there. I know they're not on it now. I don't know if it had them. If they did, Dad probably sold them. Thanks, Pete. Appreciate it. Christine's having fun with it. All right. Well, it's been a lot of fun for me, too. I know Dad enjoys it. I'm glad you guys are having fun with it. We've got this notebook. We've got this notebook. We've still got files on the cars. We've still got scrapbooks to go through. All kinds of cars to talk about in here. So lots more fun stuff to do. Yep, adding another green truck to the fleet. All right, guys. Wow, we're already at 10 o'clock. I know we need to wrap this thing up. I know you guys have to get ready for tomorrow. And as always, I appreciate you being here, supporting what we do. We've got some more videos coming up this week. We'll see what we do on Tuesday. I'm real curious to see if we get any feedback on the Toy Tuesday conversation as to what direction to go with that. But anyway, guys, thanks for being here and all the support, the super chats, telling your friends. and inviting them over. The gathering is coming together. Should be by far the biggest and best one yet, especially with the added feature. Kevin L. sliding one more. Boom! Supercharged Super Chat in for the night. Thanks, Kevin L. Appreciate that. Good night on Super Chats again tonight. It really means a lot that you guys are willing to throw a couple bucks at what we're doing here just to help support the show. We'll see how we ended up on chats. Not quite back to that 1,000 mark on chats, but we were over 900 chats last week. Maybe we hit 1,000 tonight. We had a great auction, so maybe we got there tonight. But it's awesome that you guys are participating at this level and really making this what it is, because this is nothing without you guys. I'm just a dum-dum who sits in front of a webcam. You guys are what make this show, so your feedback is always appreciated, as well as your support. Can't wait, as we're getting closer to the gathering, to meet some of you in person for the first time and see a lot of familiar faces. Hope everybody has a great week. We will get some more new content up this week. Thanks, big job. The Johnny Carson comments still floor me. You guys know I try to put together a quality episode, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying it, but still being even mentioned, like what we do here is somewhat comparable to what Johnny Carson did is crazy. Oh, forgot about the raffle. If you guys got in this week, make sure you're in the raffle. All 3 of those trucks going away at the end of the month to your guys' collection. 3 winners this month. Looking forward to that as well. With that, have a great week, everybody. We'll get some more content up on Wednesday and Friday. We'll see what Tuesday brings. And if nothing else, we sure hope to see you right back here, same bat time, same bat station, next Sunday night for some more Nobodies Show Gearhead Interactive Live Chat. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching, and have a great week, everybody.